Alright, brace yourselves, folks. It's not very often I do a disgruntled review. Hey there, JV, guess what? It's Tuesday. So it's not very often that I dive into more heavily marketed mainstream anime, and it's not because I fancy myself a hipster in any regard. Disclaimer, I don't fancy myself a hipster in any regard. Apparently I am one, though. The reason that typically it advertised an anime that I'm not that much into. So I heard this new anime was coming out, Akashic Records of Bastard Magical Instructor, and I thought, it's probably not what I'm looking for, but you know what, let's watch an episode and see what we're feeling. Not only did I sit through episode 1, I sat through episode 2 and 3. And this wasn't actually because I was enjoying it at all. This was more because I was trying to figure out what exactly this anime was trying to be. And, spoiler alert, it was awful. Borderline garbage. Like, that's how bad it was. At first I figured this was just because the anime was lying to me about what it was trying to be. And while there was a 3-second clip in the first minute and a half of the anime showing some sort of dark and evil secret past sort of thing, it was setting itself up largely to be a gag spoof anime. And don't get me wrong, I love gag style humor. If you want great examples of those, Gekken Shoujo Nozaki-kun and Gabriel Dropout, great examples. Give those a watch. They are some of the funniest anime I've ever seen in my life. Some of the funniest shows I've ever seen in my life. And Akashic Records had all the setup to be a halfway decent gag anime. You know, it would have been okay, and if it was going to be a gag anime, a spoof, I would have stuck around for the rest of the season, if not the rest of the series. Unfortunately, then this anime proceeds to crawl so far up its own ass, and drown itself in melodramatic seriousness and unnecessary cliches that it becomes about as palpable as a living rabid raccoon. Or a porcupine. Or a rabid porcupine raccoon. That'd be terrifying. The big reveals of the first couple episodes is not only that this teacher who is selling himself way too hard in the first couple episodes as being a good-for-nothing lout of being lazy and obnoxious is actually some brilliant magical protege, as well as a exceptionally good martial artist to boot, and the blonde girl, actually a princess. That's important. Didn't see that one coming, did ya? Did ya? Did ya? Did ya? And the blonde girl is really a princess in disguise who has some unique and impossibly important special ability that allows her to be super importantly useful for mages everywhere. So that just gives her reason to be, like, a not arbitrary reason, like a real reason to be kidnapped and then rescued and then kidnapped and then rescued and then kidnapped and then rescued. Suffice it to say, these ideas are bland and tired to say the least. And let's not also forget that Glenn Radars has tried his darndest in the past to be a mage of justice so that he can save the world and do good things, but he's struggling with his identity because he's done so much bad. But wait, and just so happens to save the princess in the past from a cult of evil mages, inspiring her to become a force of good and to find all the good in magic she can and make magic wonderful and good and awesome, which in turn inspires him to try his darndest once again to be the big hero and to do the good things and to stop the cult of evil wizards to save the day. Let's also leave out the fact that he's probably only 3 years older than all of his students, and never mind the fact that he's remarkably attractive and his brilliantness seduces the girls so that, you know, harem, regardless of the fact that a plank of wood with a nail in it is a better conversational partner than this asshat. And while I can certainly say I'm not a fan of the genre, I can appreciate what the genre does well. This anime doesn't do shoujo well. It makes me irritable, grumpy. Not even my unrelenting affection for silver-haired heroines can rescue this anime from my rage, from my irritability-ness. Disdain was the word I actually wanted to use there. The characters are flat and uninteresting, seeped in cliches and tropes, and served piping lukewarm. The plot has all the imagination of a prepubescent, socially awkward high schooler, and I speak from experience on this one. And you can pretty much figure out exactly where the anime is going from the rest of the series just on the first 3 episodes. Granted, this anime is not without its strong points, which I will remark on, because no matter how bad an anime is, there is always a little silver speck in the sea of trite, of detritus. The animation quality, frankly, is gorgeous, and the magic system they've introduced into the show in episode 2 is really interesting. It's really cool, actually. The way you can utilize spell incant lengths and changing the intonation of things to change the output of the spell, that's really cool. And as well, all the voice actors do an amazing job with their characters, breathing great life and depth into what little they can of these characters. Especially, oh, we've got another Japanese name, folks. Wait for me to butcher this. Especially actress Akane Fujita. Oh, hey, I got that right, I think. Who also voices Sagiri in the anime Eromanga Sensei, which is much more worth your time to watch. Give it a watch. Also a little bit pandery, but genuinely funny. Speaking of funny, the jokes in this anime are good. Pandery, really pandery sometimes, almost uncomfortably so, but funny. Getting the timing right for jokes is difficult, and the fact that this anime is consistently hitting good timing for its jokes and delivery is a point in its favor. It doesn't save it from all the other badness that is just getting the delivery right on a good joke is difficult, and the fact that this anime was consistently delivering good jokes that even made me smile, despite the fact that I was otherwise not enjoying myself with this, is a point in its favor. You would probably enjoy this anime if you don't care how obvious things are, you don't care how boring the characters are, and you're not really concerned with the fact that for some reason a school uniform encourages provocativity, or scantily claddedness, or two-piece swimsuit model. Or, honestly, the physics of the skirt make no goddamn sense to me. The skirt's, what, 3 inches long? It doesn't make any sense. It's stuff like that that bothers me! At the end of the day, I do not recommend this anime to anybody. Not even the people I just mentioned a couple moments ago in, like, 2 sentences back. This anime is a wonderful example of how to slam into every trope roadblock you encounter on the way to a good story. And I highly suggest that if you're gonna write, watch this anime just so you can know what to avoid. Because this anime is not good. There's a lot of great stuff out there. Akashic Records of Bastard Medical Instructor? Not one of them. And as always, if you like this video, be sure to leave a big old thumbs up. If you didn't like it, which means you're probably a fan of this anime and you hate me now, which that's fine, you're entitled to your opinion too, be sure to leave a big old thumbs down and comment below, because it's always good to hear from somebody else's opinion on things. If this anime is actually like amazing and stuff and you want to disagree with me, you are more than welcome to. I do not claim to be the be-all, end-all of knowledge on reviews. I don't typically do reviews because my preferences different than your preferences. That's cool. Let's have a conversation about it. Be sure to check on Tuesdays when I upload, Fridays when Sarah uploads, and gaming with our good buddy Jack on Sundays. Until the next video, TTFN, and please don't hate me too much. I need to actually read this sentence here because this is actually a very long. I unfortunately write my scripts the same way I write my stuff, and this sentence here is stupidly long. Like, it made sense to write it at the time, but I keep forgetting I have to actually remember it and recite it without all these unnecessary stops. If I had a memory that lasted longer than a goldfish,